Good morning, what's shaking, what's happening? Today is day 40 of our Holland America cruise around the world. Today is a very rocky day at sea. Come join us. All right, first sea day activity of the day, coffee with Kimberly, with Hank and his wife. Crystal, I couldn't remember her name, it's right there on the screen. It is rocky today. Also, my Holland app is not working today. I don't know why. It keeps crashing. So, I don't know what our plans are going to be because I can't see the plans on the app. But we'll figure something out. I know it's this, and then I know we color today. So, should be a good time. Also, remember, we had a new embarkation. So, there's a lot of new cruise passengers. I think it was 500 off, 300 on, or 400 on, something like that. There's still like less people than what was here, but there's a bunch of new people here. So I was a little later to coffee chat. Actually, no, I think I showed up at my regular time, and I lost my regular seat that I've had the entire past 40 days. So I'm in a different spot. I'm completely across the room. It may or may not be better. We'll see. But breakfast was a lot lighter. This is like a whole bunch of, it's like almost like a first day of school or something, and you got a whole bunch of new students. It's really kind of weird, but we'll see. The vibe has changed. This is definitely more of an upbeat crowd on this segment. So I'm really intrigued what the orange party is going to bring on this segment. But yeah. So we'll have to figure out the vibe as we go along because it's way different than what it was. All right, that was the funniest coffee with Kimberly I have ever seen. Coffee with anybody I've ever seen the entire time I've been with Holland ships. It was hysterical. They are a hysterical couple. They met when they were like 16 and 17. Her parents owned like a suit shop or something like that. He went to buy a jacket, and then he went back a week later and bought pants, a week later and bought a tie. I guess trying to woo her. Hysterical. And then the funniest part is when Kimberly said, well, how long have you been married? And he had this look on his face, and it was the telltale crap I don't remember face. And then they were telling the story. They had to get divorced at one point. They'd been married for quite a long time. Hank had gotten offered or was looking at becoming a hotel general manager, but they would have had to be on different ships because Holland, that position wouldn't allow them to be married and then work on the same ship. Because she used to be a guest relations manager for Holland, or a guest services manager. And so he said, like all men do, I think, just as innocent and just, oh, I have the solution. Let's just get divorced, and then it'll work out. Because while they won't allow married couples at that position, they would allow him to have a girlfriend on board. That they could be dating and it would be fine. So they ended up getting divorced so he could get promoted and they could stay working on the same ship. And then eventually Holland allowed them to remarry because they were the only couple that got divorced to be able to do that. And, the rest is history, but just hysterical. They were so candid and so nice and so funny. I'm really glad they got to redo a coffee chat with him because the last one I attended, all it did was talk about Easter Island. So super nice, super funny. C is learning about another boat of the Bible. I can't wait to hear what this next boat is because I'm still intrigued that there's this many boats in the Bible. But it'll be adult coloring next, so let's see if I can finish another coloring today. And also, my app's still not working, so I'm going to have to carry around the daily today. Funny story about this one too. They asked, we were in one of the coffee chats and somebody was talking about how much paper and why doesn't Holland reduce the amount of paper, and the daily came up and they said, well, they tried to get rid of it and it didn't last very long. All the feedback said bring it back. So since my app's not working today, I'm really glad they brought it back. So we'll see in a bit for coloring. Now, it's still pretty rough out here, but the big problem for the pool today is the wind. I don't know. That was our afternoon plan. I don't know if we're going to make it. The weather today might not be conducive for the pool. It's very windy, very rocky, very rough. I don't know. Our afternoon plan was to go to the pool. I feel like we're going to have to pivot and do something else. It's fairly windy. It's not too terribly rough, though, other than, the wake that we're causing, but the rest of the ocean looks somewhat okay compared to the things we've been in. Take a look. Not too terribly bad. I mean, yeah, there's some swells. That has nothing to do with us right there, and then there's the wake, but not awful. I don't know. Today might be a spa day. We haven't had one in a while. We'll see. Okay, so our afternoon was not nearly as exciting as I thought it was going to be. We did go to the casino for a little bit, but due to the rocking, which, fun fact, the reason that we're rocking so much is we're in that current that they had in Finding Nemo, the EOC or whatever it's called, where he gets in with Crush to, hurry his way to Australia. That's the current we're in, but we're going opposite that current, which is why we're so rocky and pushy and whatnot, because we're trying to fight that major current. But it ruined our plans for an afternoon at the pool. We didn't even want to do the hydro pool because it was so bouncy. So we ended up watching a movie, The Quiz Show. It wasn't that great of a movie. We didn't really enjoy it, but it was a movie. And we went to the casino for a little bit. We decided to be daytime casino people today, so because there's supposed to be a violinist tonight for the headline show, so we're super excited. So now, just join us for dinner. All right, appetizers have arrived. C is starting her meal with a barbecue chicken spring roll, and I went for the French onion soup because I am freezing cold and it just sounded really good. The other soup's actually a cold soup today, so I went for the French onion. All right, we were feeling 2 appetizers tonight, so C's second appetizer is the baba ganoush. She can't have the bread, but she can have some of the table bread, but she's not a big bread fan, so it looks delicious. And for my second appetizer, I went for the barbecue chicken spring roll. So, it looks pretty good. Find out. All right, so those entrees have arrived. C got the noodles. They're like an Asian noodle with vegetables. The name escapes me, but that's what they are. And then she got the carrot tangier. Something or other, I don't know. It's couscous and tangine. It's couscous and carrots. And then I got the dory fish. Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't think I realized that dory in Finding Nemo was an actual fish species named dory. And I do feel bad eating it, seeing as how we're on the current from Finding Nemo. But the server said this is a really good piece of fish, so we're going to go for it. All right, dessert this evening. So you got a fruit plate. It is not smiling. It's just fanned out, waving hello. Hello, fruit. And then I got the cookie dough sundae. It's plated all kinds of different. It's in the shrimp cocktail bowl. It's kind of weird. But we'll see how it goes. It's ice cream. I don't think how it's plated changes anything as long as it's not on an actual plate. It's in a bowl at least. So, All right, dinner was amazing. We've had a nice day of relaxation, but new show tonight, new performer. I think she was on this last year, but it's a violinist. We don't know if she's a violinist like classical violinist or violinist like the girl that was on America's Got Talent, Lindsay Sterling, whose name was escaping me, but she saved me on that one. So should be interesting. We changed seats slightly. There's tons of room in front of this one, and I don't think I'll bother people with my camera, so we'll see how this works out for us. with that, we are going to call it an evening. It was a fantastic chill sea day for us. We really thought the weather was going to cooperate with us today. We had no idea what the currents were going to do to wreak havoc on us, but hey, at least we had the fun tidbit about being the current for Finding Nemo. Made me slightly guilty. Made me feel slightly guilty in eating Dory for dinner, but apparently it's John Dory, but they put it on the menu as Dory, and all I could think about was Finding Nemo because the captain gave that fact today. But Dory was good, so that's all that matters. But a fantastically chilled day. Coloring was good. Coffee with Kimberly is the funniest one I have ever attended. Seeing Hank and his wife, they've been married forever, then divorced and remarried again, and just such nice people. Dinner was great. The headline show, she was amazing. She wasn't quite Lindsay Sterling, but she wasn't quite classical. She was very funny. Kind of had a mix of pieces in there. Did a fake big piano where she accompanied herself playing Memory on the violin. So super talented, super fun. She's got another one coming up. I enjoyed her. I'll definitely go back and see her second show. But tomorrow I thought was a sea day, but apparently we are going to Morton Island, Australia. I know very little about Morton Island, Australia. I'll be honest with you. There's a big resort there. It's a very big day trip thing that people like to do from Brisbane, apparently. Could not find a lot of information about it as a cruise port stop. But the port talk that Kimberly gave today that we watched on the television this evening, because we missed the port talk because we were at coloring, did say that we have pretty much the full run of the resort. We can use the pool. We are allowed to pay to eat in the restaurants. They will have a tour booth open for if you want to do something water sports or something like that. So think of it as a beach day. She kind of compared it to Half Moon Cay down their private island in the Bahamas, with the exception of you have to pay for lunch. Only weird thing about this place is tides. This is something I've learned about this part of the world, is tides wreak havoc on these cruise ships. We have changed more things over tides than I have the entire time we sailed the Caribbean. We've never even talked about tides. But the tides will play a part in the tender process. High tide is there until about 3. It'll only take 15 to 20 minutes on the tender, which probably means like 10 to 15, because I know that they kind of embellish the times, I've noticed. But she said if you get it after 3 o'clock and it's low tide, it could be like a 40-minute tender, because they have to take some cockamamie route around to deal with the tide. So, but it's supposed to be a beach day, so we're going to go see. We're not big beach day people, but I like to snorkel, and apparently the snorkeling is supposed to be fantastic. So, we'll see. So, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, notifications, all those fun social things, and to keep following us along, our adventures on here, the 2025 Holland America World Cruise. Oh gosh, I have messed up that title. 2025 World Grand Voyage on the Zuiderdam. Have a great night. Bye.